In this video, we'll look at your responsibilities supervising students who require readers or writers. Readers can read for students whose disability prevents them independently reading written questions. Writers can assist when a student's disability affects them independently handwriting their responses. If a student is approved for both a reader and a writer, the same person should fulfill both roles. The school is responsible for finding a suitable reader or writer, such as a Year 11 student, a suitable adult, a retired teacher, or a non-teacher employee at the student school, such as teacher's aide, clerical, or student support officer. Certain people can't be a reader or writer, such as teachers, tutors, relatives or friends of the student, or anyone with a close relative sitting the exam. You or your supervisors can't act as reader or writers. Let's take a look at some of your responsibilities. You should ensure readers or writers don't disturb others when speaking. There's no strict limit on the number of students with readers or writers in one room, as it depends on the layout and size of your exam venue. It may be useful to position their desks in opposite corners of the room. C-pens must be checked as students enter the exam. It's up to the school and the student to make sure the pen works properly, to know what it can and can't read, and to have a backup ready just in case. Illness or misadventure claims won't be accepted for these C-pen issues. Supervisors must ensure readers and writers follow communication rules. They must communicate in English, even for language exams. Readers can repeat exam material as much as necessary, but they mustn't interpret questions or provide guidance. They can also read the students' answers back to them if needed. When working with writers, students must dictate their answers exactly and specify any formatting needs. The writer mustn't modify the student's work or draw for the student, but they can punctuate and capitalize letters without instruction. Writers are permitted to operate a calculator at the student's direction. If a student loses their train of thought while dictating, the writer can read the last two sentences back to help the student regain their place. You must give the reader or writer their own copy of the exam paper. Remind them that responses must be completed in the student's booklet only. If the response is completed across both booklets, the error should be clearly indicated on the student completion record and both copies returned to NESA for marking. Students using a writer are permitted extra time to compensate for the dictation process. You can find out more in the video covering extra time. Students have the option to choose to use the reader or writer for all, some, or none of their exams. If a student chooses not to use the reader or writer at all, inform them that the reader or writer won't be permitted back into the exam room once they've left. If a student chooses to use a writer for only part of the exam, the extra time to compensate for the dictation process applies only to those parts of the exam where the writer is used. Students can use an electronic reader for part of an exam and have a person read the other parts. Readers and writers must be fully attentive throughout the exam and mustn't bring mobile devices, computers, books, or other activities into the exam room. If you or your supervisors encounter issues with the reader or writer, record your observations in your diary and contact NESA Presiding Officer Support for assistance. Remember to double-check your exam schedule prior to the exam to ensure that all provisions are in place. Being proactive in this way will help students with exam provisions access the exam.